Hi, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another concert review. I just recently got to see Weird Al in concert, and he was actually preceded by Emo Phillips, who started in UHF with him. And I recognized him, and he's a very sharp dresser, by the way. But I thought, yeah, I know who this guy is. This has been forever. But I didn't know he was a stand-up comedian. And he was absolutely hilarious, and I loved him. His humor is very off the wall and very off the beaten path. It's very unusual, and I can see why Al would have picked him, because he's everything Al is. And the concert itself was phenomenal. And of course, it wasn't for everybody. The people that were next to me, I think they were expecting the regular stuff that Al usually does, not the B-sides, not the deep cuts. And man, I loved all of it. He he is so talented, and of course I adored everything that he did. And he did different versions of Eat It and Smells Like Teen Spirit, and he did a jazz version of, I think it was Smells Like Teen Spirit. He sang Rebel Yell, and he sounded just like Billy Idol. And honestly, Rebel Yell is one of my favorite songs of all time. I was hoping that he would do Albuquerque, because Albuquerque is by far my favorite B-cut, other than Stuck in the Drive-Thru, which I know a lot of people don't like. But he did She Never Told Me She Was a Mime, and I actually like that song. I'm surprised that it was on the bottom of Weird Al songs, but I really enjoyed that song, as it's funny, and one day I want to animate it just because I think it would be fun to animate. Of course, at the end I was going, I'm not worthy, no one could see me do it, like, I'm not worthy. But I'm clapping at the top of my lungs. I didn't have any moisture in my mouth as I was so dry, but he really had a good show. It was extremely entertaining. I knew all the songs, I knew all the words, and it was nostalgia for me. So it took me to a happy place that I remember when I was a child. And it gave me a good sense of just euphoria, being in the presence of one of my idols. And I can only aspire to his greatness. I know that a lot of people say I'm the next Weird Al, but don't compare me with Genius, because Genius I am not. I mean, flattery is very pleasant, but I don't know if I could ever reach those heights, because the original songs that he wrote, he sang Stop Forwarding That Crap to Me and Don't Download This Song, and it was absolutely magnificent. And he sang a really obscure one called Airline Amy. I'm like, I remember that. And then he did the theme song from UHF, which made me extremely happy, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But he it was just fun to be had by all, and the whole area of the Palladium, it was filled with a lot of different people. But I was surprised. I think the people next to me were expecting things like Eat It and parodies that they were familiar with, instead of things that were not so well known and more rare. But I like me. If you know me and you've watched my channel, you know that I don't dance to the beat of others. I dance to the beat of my own drum. And this concert was the best, other than They Might Be Giants, which was stupendous. I loved every minute, because I like accordion music, so yeah, right up my alley. And I want to learn accordion too. Why I want to learn accordion, I'll never know. But Al is he's so talented, and he's got this humility about him, even though he was tooting his own horn. And this, of course, is called the Ill-Advised, Self-Indulgent Ill-Advised Tour. That's the short title. The real title is on the back of my shirt. It's like, yeah, it's got Al on it. It's so cool looking. Yeah, it cost me $30. I'm like, I gotta get this because I'm probably not ever gonna get another t-shirt with Weird Al on it. And I've been waiting my whole life to actually see him in concert, and it was worth it. It was worth every penny to see him. I didn't get VIP, but didn't really matter. Couldn't afford it, but even though it was out of the way, it was a concert that was definitely worth my time. And even if you're not a Weird Al fan, at least sit down and try to just appreciate the lyricism. And he did a song about, the song he wrote about palindromes, the best Bob Dylan song ever, basically. One of my favorites. He sang that. And let's see, he sang a different version of Dare to Be Stupid. It was, yeah, it was very nicely done. I liked how he mixed in different genres of music. He would go from pop, the Hanson song I really like, if this isn't love, I don't know what is. That was, I love that song so much. Every single song I knew by heart, and like I said, it was just fantastic. And he is just an amazing human being. He is phenomenal. He is magnificent. He's marvelous. I'm not worthy. The last time I'm going to say that, but normally I don't. But I'm definitely, I can't even dare to aspire to his greatness, even though I've done parodies since I can remember, and that was actually why I built the channel, is to do parodies. But you know me. I know that you know, but but it just gives me so much pleasure to make people laugh, and knowing that I'm at least brightening their day in some way, shape, or form. And I think Al does that too. Plus he does PSAs and stop forwarding that crap to me and don't download this song. And even though it's meant tongue-in-cheek, it's actually a very good message to learn from. I really don't have that much else to say other than the structure, the Palladium, the whole building, the architecture. It was very, very, very pretty, very very austere in the way that it looked, but yet modern. I didn't have any trouble with the seats, but I heard other people complaining that they were in pain, and I thought, yeah, well, sorry. I mean, there's not much I can do about it, but I felt bad that they didn't have a good experience. But I did hear good, and I thought, yeah, now you get the true point of what this was all about. And it's showcasing a talent that is one of a kind, really. And just to think, I go back to, I was a fan of Al before he really hit the big time. I mean, I knew there was something in Al. I'm thinking I was a lot like Demento, but I'm super glad I was able to go to this concert and see him in person and just bask in his greatness. And I'm hoping I get some inspiration. So I got a song that's on the cutting room floor, and I'm ready to record it this weekend. So that's all I got to say about Weird Al's Self-Indulgent Ill-Advised Tour. And it was just tremendous. It truly was. It was the most entertaining thing I've been to in a long time, and it was well worth my money, even though it was out of the way to go to. So that's all I gotta say. Live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.